Okay, yogis, thanks for being here. The muscle that of the week is the calf muscle. Everybody knows where the calf muscle is. It's a double-headed muscle, and it's called, the technical term is gastrocnemius. And gastrocnemius is Greek for gastro, meaning stomach, and nemi, meaning leg. So it's the stomach of the leg, I guess, because it bulges out. So we'll be working on that today because warm weather's coming and we're going to be wearing lots of shorts pretty soon. And we got to have good looking calves, right? Okay. So let's breathe. Any comfortable position that you like. Close your eyes and just focus within on your breath. Long, deep, full breaths. And as you know, I don't have to tell you, but I will anyway, that this deep breathing is essential to your health. Essential. It's probably the most important thing you can do for your mental and physical health. Please make sure the breath is long, full, goes all the way down to the belly, in and out of the nose. And as you're breathing, think about taking a couple of ujjayi breaths, the victory breaths. And that's the type of breath where you close off your glottis in the back of your throat, and then you listen to yourself snore, basically, a very gentle snore. And this type of breath is called victory breath, ujjayi breath. It comes in very handy when you're holding poses, for example. So it helps you focus on what your breath is doing. It'll come in handy during today's practice, this ujjayi breath. Okay, please take about 2 or 3 more very long, very full breaths at your own leisure. Take your time, and then bring your breathing back to normal. Normal breathing being chest breathing. And then please, let's take a deep breath together and we'll Om in. Om. Om Balu, Satguru, Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. So let's start in Dandasana, staff pose. We're going to use a yoga strap today. So if you have one, please have it handy. And we'll also be using blocks today if you have them. Want to use them. They're not 100% essential, but they do come in handy. And I said Dandasana, didn't I? Staff pose Dandasana with your legs forward, feet up, knees up, and pelvis tilted forward so that you have a neutral curve in your lower back. And then bring your shoulders up and down and chest forward. So right away, as you flex your feet, you can feel your gastrocnemius, your calf muscles. And we want to keep our feet flexed to keep our muscles in our legs engaged throughout this opening warm up. Hands to your heart center. Inhale, push all the way up with your fingertips. Exhale, let your right hand float down. Left arm comes beside the ear, and then the left shoulder goes back. One more breath here. And then inhale, bring your arm up, and then all the way down. Hands to heart center. Inhale, push up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm beside the ear, right shoulder comes back. Keep the feet flexed. Inhale, push up. Exhale, down. Okay, bend the right knee in toward your chest. Keep the left foot flexed so that that calf muscle stays activated. Left arm hugs the right knee in. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, twist all the way around. Plant your right hand behind you. Use your left arm as leverage. And take several deep breaths here. Think about moving your left rib cage over to the right side of your body. Left foot stays flexed. Make sure your spine is vertical and long. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Keep your knee bent, but walk your foot out to the side and see if you can turn your body so that your chest is over the left leg. And you can use blocks here or just place your hands on the mat on either side of your left leg. And then make sure your spine stays straight as you bring your chest forward. So don't hunch your shoulders, keep your shoulders back, chest open. And you only have to come just maybe an inch or two forward to feel this. It's an opening in the hip and a stretch in your left hamstrings. One more breath here. And then back up to center. Reset in Dandasana staff pose. So reset the spine. Make sure that you keep that lower lumbar in neutral. Left knee bends into the chest. Right arm hugs left knee. Keep that spine long. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, twist all the way around. Plant the hand behind you. Keep your spine vertical. Keep your right foot flexed and your right muscles active. Inhale. Exhale slowly back to center. So now we're going to walk that left foot out, turn our body to face over the right leg. And again, if you need blocks on either side of your leg, feel free to use them here. Try to keep your spine long and your chest open as you lean forward. You don't have to come maybe just an inch or two to feel this. One more breath here. And then slowly come back up. Reset, Dandasana staff pose. Chest open, shoulders back. And now please grab your strap and lasso it around your feet. And we're going to use the strap as leverage to keep our spine long. So pull on each tail of the strap as you keep your feet flexed, bring your chest forward, your shoulders down, and put that neutral arch in your lower back, okay? Make sure your lower back is not collapsing here. And then as you lean forward with the straps, you'll not only feel a stretch underneath your legs, but your lower back would be stretching too if you keep that arch in your lower back. So if you don't allow your back to collapse, you'll feel a nice stretch back there. And again, it only takes a couple of inches here to feel the stretch. If you're super limber and flexible and you want to hold on to your feet, that's okay too. Just don't sacrifice your spine. And we're just warming up still, so don't overdo it. Of course, don't overdo it at any time, whether we're warming up or not. Couple more breaths here. Make sure your head stays in line with your spine. Relax. Allow the stretch to just happen. Just relax. Think about making sure that your pelvis stays tilted forward. Okay, and then slowly come upright. Remove the belts. And then bend your knees in front of you and bring them mat width apart, and bring your hands behind you and rest on your hands, whatever position that you like. We're going to windshield wiper our knees. We're going to let them drop to the right and then back to center and then to the left and then back to center and then to the right and back to center and to the left and back to center and then to the right. Just pause here for just a couple of breaths. See if you can push that left knee toward the right heel. And then inhale back to center and then go to the left and pause here for a couple of breaths, pushing the right knee toward the left heel. And then back to center. Okay, now take your fingers, point them toward your feet. And keep your elbows back. Don't let them go out to the sides like this. Open your chest. And I'm going to give you a choice here. We can either come into reverse table, or if you want to come into reverse plank, your choice. Either way, you're going to bring your bottom up off the mat. Keep your head in line with your spine. Now, the reverse plank is when your toes are reaching for the ground. That's really activating your calf muscles. But the reverse table also is a lot of good muscle work. One more breath in. And then exhale, come all the way back down. Good. Walk your feet back in. Hug your knees to your chest and bring your forehead towards your knees. Push your spine backwards so that you can feel your vertebra open. Okay, and then please come around onto your hands and knees in table position. Pad your knees here as needed. With a flat back, inhale. Exhale very slowly through your nose as you bring your bottom back towards your heels. Very slowly, make your breath last. Lubricating our joints here. Inhale very slowly through your nose as you come back to table. And then exhale very slowly as you push into your cat back. Tuck your toes so that your toes get stretched. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, bring the belly up to the spine and feel your shoulders separate as you push the mat away. Inhale very slowly as you untuck your toes, drop your belly down and come into your cow. Push the shoulders to the back of the mat, belly comes down. And then exhale very slowly again, sitting all the way back toward your heels. Inhale slowly, back to table. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring our chest between our upper arms and come into an upward facing dog. Keep your knees down on the mat and just shoot your chest forward, straighten your arms and bring your shoulders down from the ears. Good, beautiful. Breathe. And then push back to table. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, bring your right knee into your chest, tuck your chin, nose to knee. Flex the spine. Inhale, kick your leg back, and then left arm forward into a balancing table, engaging your core muscles here. And breathe. Okay, hand comes down, foot comes down, but leave your leg extended behind you. And then kick your leg out to the side so it's perpendicular to your body. A dog leg, we'll call this a dog leg. And then put weight into your left hand as you twist your body open to the right, reaching up toward the ceiling and maybe behind you some as you look up. Inhale, exhale, bring the hand down. Now, walk your foot up toward the front of your mat a little bit. You can bend your knee here so that your foot's at a wide angle and have your foot in line with your hands. From here, we're going to inhale as we lift our right arm up and over and reach toward the ceiling and back behind us, opening the chest. So nice, big, wide angle in the leg. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, your arm comes back over your head, bend the elbow and bring your elbow down toward the mat. It doesn't have to touch, but if it does, that's good. And then come all the way back up very slowly. Extend your arm in front and then up toward the ceiling and then way back behind you. And then bring the arm back up toward the ceiling in front of your face. Bend the elbow. Elbow comes down toward the mat. And then once more, extend the arm up, forward, toward the ceiling and behind you. And then bring the arm back forward in front of you. Touch your elbow down. And now come onto your forearms, walk your foot even forward more, and you can use blocks here. So either put your arms on the blocks, forearms on the blocks, or on the mat and come into the lizard pose here. So the lizard pose, make sure your foot is at least in line with your head or forward of your head. And you don't want a sharp angle in this leg. You want to have a wide-ish angle in this leg. And your knee is someplace near your shoulder. Couple more breaths. Okay, and now push back to your hands. Walk your foot more in toward your body, toward your mat, and then place one hand on either side of your foot in front of you. And here you can use blocks if you like. So this is a low lunge. So we're gonna make sure that you scoot your right knee forward so that it's above the ankle, or you can be behind the ankle, just don't go in front of the ankle here. And then get light in your fingertips, pad the knee as necessary. We're gonna come into Anjali Asana, a low crescent lunge. So as you're here, think about bringing your left hip forward, your right thigh bone is going back into the socket. Reach up, open the chest, breathe. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the right. And then inhale, come back forward, all the way back up. Exhale, hands come down beside the foot, either on blocks or the mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your left knee off the mat. And then step your right foot back to plank. And then knees come down. And then shoot your body forward to upward facing dog. Bring your chest open, shoulders down. And then back to table. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, left knee comes into the chest. Tuck your chin, nose to knee. Inhale, left leg straight back behind you. And then the right arm comes forward into balancing table on this side. Several deep breaths here. Engage the belly muscles. Good. Looks great. Inhale. Exhale, hand comes down, foot comes down. Keep it extended behind you. And then kick it out to the side. perpendicular to your body, toes pointing forward. Put weight into your right hand and then twist open your left arm to the side and up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, hand comes down. So now we're going to walk the left foot forward so that it's lined up with your hands. Bend the knees slightly. Put weight into the right hand and then take your left arm forward and up toward the ceiling and reach all the way behind you as far as you can. And then bring the arm back over the head, forward, bend the elbow, touch the elbow toward the mat, and then come back up, extend the arm forward, up toward the ceiling and behind, and then back forward, bending the elbow goes toward the mat, and once again, extend the arm forward, up and behind, and then bring the arm back forward, elbow bends, touch toward the mat, and then either use your blocks here or bring your forearms onto the mat. Walk your foot a little bit closer to you if possible. And come into the lizard pose on this side. So your knee is someplace near your shoulder. And your foot is in line with your head or forward of your head. Okay, slowly push it to your hands. Walk your foot in, frame your foot so your left hand comes on the outside of the leg. Get light in your fingertips, and we'll come into Anjaneyasana here. So the left knee is over the ankle. Your chest is open. If you have balance, look up and lean back. Stretch your tailbone down toward your back heel to stretch your lower back. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale slowly back to center, all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Lift your right knee off the mat so that you're in a high lunge. Step your left foot back to full plank. Knees come down. Chest comes forward into upward facing dog. And push to table. Tuck your toes and then push to downward facing dog. And when you're in your downward dog, make sure you're spreading your fingers wide. Squeeze your forearms toward each other so your shoulders roll out. Bend the knees to have a nice long spine. Tailbone way up in the air. Slightly turn your thighs inward toward each other. Think about pushing your belly toward your thighs. Your head is just relaxing between your arms. And then slowly walk up toward your hands with bent knees. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. And then pause in Tadasana, mountain pose. Think about your spine. Think about your head being right on top of your shoulders. Pretend you're lying on the ground and your spine is perfectly straight. Chest is open, shoulders down, thighs rolled inward. And then take a couple of big breaths here. Just be in the moment. Appreciate your body. And now we'll come into our one-legged balance, tree pose. Very, very good for leg muscles. You know where we're going here. Pick whatever leg you want to stand with. The opposite knee gets cocked outward, so you have a stretch in your groin area. Find your focal point. Don't look at anything that's moving, which might be me, so don't look at me. And then take your foot either to the ankle, calf, or inner thigh. And then once you're in your tree, find your focal point. We're going to stay here for several breaths. If you want to grow your branches, grow your branches. And then if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can sway your branches one way and then the other, just like you're in the wind. And if you have to put your foot down, that's quite all right. Don't worry about it. Or just stay still right here and your leg gets a real workout. Good, guys, really good. Couple more breaths. And then release. Good. Shake it out and switch sides. Take your time, find your focal point, kick the leg out. And whenever you're ready, at your own pace, come into your tree. And whatever you want to do with your arms, you can sway, you can not sway, you can stay, not stay. You guys have great balance. Good. Whenever you're ready, come on out. That's really good. Really, really good. All righty. Back to the mat. Come to the top of the mat so that you have room to step back. Bring the blocks in front so that you have them handy. And return to your mountain pose for a moment. Reset the spine. Get the head on top of the shoulders, chest open. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees and come into chair pose. So now your tailbone's pointing down. If your shoulders bother you, your arms can come in front or up. And we're gonna hold this for a few breaths. So this is where ujjayi breath comes in handy. That glottis breath where you hear yourself breathing in your head with a soft snore. Helps you focus on your breath and not focus on holding the pose. One more breath here. As you exhale, bring your hands down to mat or blocks in front of you. And then very, very slowly, straighten the legs up to the point where you can feel a stretch. And then pedal your knees, bend one and then the other. Stretching out the backs of your legs. And then very slowly, bend the knees, come back up, pause in chair, Utkatasana. Tailbone down, your legs are parallel to each other, thighs rolled in slightly. And then all the way rise up, inhale, exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. Okay. Inhale up, exhale, come into chair pose. Okay, so find a focal point so that you establish some balance. We're going to step your right foot way back behind you so that you can come into a high lunge. So I say way back because you want your front knee to be above the ankle. Okay, so you might have to just move that foot way back in order to have your knee not come forward of the ankle. Good. Pause here for a couple of breaths. One more breath. Hands come down beside your feet, mat or blocks. And then step up to your forward fold. Pause for a breath here. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Take a moment here. Pause. And then inhale up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to step the left foot way back to come into your high lunge so that your right knee lines up over the right ankle. Make sure you tighten up your left quadriceps, your left thigh muscles. Breathe, keep the chest open. Find a focal point for balance. Good. One more breath. Exhale, bring your hands down, and then step your back foot up, forward fold, pause here. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in the T. Anjali Mudra. Okay. All right, inhale back up. Exhale, bend the knees into chair. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. So if you're going to use blocks, have a block on either side of your feet, or your hands go on either side of the feet, and then step your right foot back. And this time we're going to plant our right heel down, and we're going to raise our body up into warrior one. So in warrior one, your front knee is bent over the ankle, equal weight in both feet. The right hip sort of comes forward, the left hip goes back, tailbone down toward the back foot. Okay, Ujjayi breath comes in handy here. Inhale, as you straighten your front leg, bring your arms into goddess. Exhale, rebend the knee, arms back up. Inhale, straighten, arms into goddess. Exhale, bring your arms forward. Once again, inhale, straighten. Exhale, forward. And once again, inhale, straighten. Exhale, forward. Pivot onto your back toes. Bring your hands down to blocks or mat beside your foot. Step your left foot back to plank. Knees down, upward facing dog. You can lift your knees off the mat here if you like, or keep them down. And then downward facing dog, tucking the toes, lifting your bottom into the air. Inhale, kick your right leg up behind you. Exhale, swing it up between your hands, or pick it up and put it there somehow. And then bring the other foot back up beside it. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Pause in Tadasana for a breath or two. Active rest. Everybody good? Good. Glad to hear it. Inhale up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale. Exhale, left foot steps back. Plant the left heel. Come into warrior one on this side. So equal weight in both feet. Your back foot is slanted toward the front slightly. Your feet are hip width distance apart. Your chest is open, palms facing each other. Think about putting your right thigh bone back into the hip socket as you bring your left hip forward. Tailbone down so you don't pinch your lower back. Inhale, straighten the leg, goddess arms. Exhale, arms come forward. Make your breath deep and long. Inhale, goddess. Exhale, forward. Inhale, goddess. Exhale, forward. Inhale, goddess. Exhale, forward. Pause here. Pivot on to your left toes. Hands come down on either side of the front foot on blocks or mat. Step your right foot back to plank. Your knees can come down or not. Come into your upward facing dog. Tuck toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, swing it up between the hands or pick it up and put it there. Inhale, exhale, step up. Very slowly, rise up, inhale. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. And then Tadasana, mountain pose, active rest. Take a couple breaths here. Breathe deeply. Long, straight spine. Thank your body for what it's doing for you. Okay, one more flow. Inhale up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale, hands come all the way down on blocks beside the feet or on the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, step your left foot back again and plant your left heel again, or sorry, right. Sorry, I said left, I meant right. Right heel down again. And then come into warrior one again. Okay. From here, we're going to windmill our arms open and step the back foot in so that we're on our balance beam and coming into warrior two. Your head's turned forward. Your front knee is above the ankle. Back leg is straight. Your back foot is at a slight angle. Arms are parallel to the ground. And your head is turned to look over the front hand. Inhale as you straighten the front leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Ujjayi breath comes in handy. Inhale. Exhale as you rebend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and pause. Just think about all the muscles that you're working, how great your legs are going to look. You're going to thank me later for this. Pivot the arms forward, step the foot out, come back to warrior one. Inhale, exhale, pivot onto the back toes, hands come down. Inhale, exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, swing it up between your hands. Good. Inhale. Exhale, step up. And then slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Okay, you know what happens on one side has to happen on the other. Inhale, up. Exhale, chair. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, left foot steps back, plant the left heel, warrior one. Good. Okay, windmill the arms, step the back foot so that it's lined up with the front leg, and come into your warrior two. Chest open, shoulders down from the ears. Think about rolling your front thigh outward so your knee is stabilized. Your head's turned, looking forward. Okay, you're ready. Inhale as you straighten the front leg. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. Pause here. Swing your arms forward. Step the foot out. Come back to warrior one. Pivot onto the back toes. Hands come down beside the front foot. Step back to plank. Upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up behind. Exhale, Swing it up between your hands or put it there. Inhale. Exhale, step up. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Tadasana, mountain pose. Rest. Okay, inhale up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down. Step back into downward facing dog. Stretch your spine for a couple of breaths here. And then your knees come down to the mat and finally sit back to your child pose. And please rest your forehead on something, the block, mat, blanket, even your hands. Slowly, please push up and then come on to your backs, head facing toward me. Grab your yoga strap and have a block within reach. And when you come onto your backs, you're going to have your knees bent. And think about your spine right here. Feel your neutral spine, meaning there's a little bit of space between your lower back and the mat. Your back is not completely flat. You want to keep that neutral spine the whole time. Also feel where your hip bones are even with each other right now. Okay, they're going to stay even with each other. You're going to lift your right leg up and bend your knee and put the strap over your right foot. You can either have a loop here or you can hold the two tails into one hand. And then make sure that your back is neutral now, that you haven't flattened your back into the mat. There doesn't have to be much space, but you want a nice neutral curve in your back here. And then you're going to be pulling your leg toward your face without lifting your hip, and slowly straighten your left leg long on the mat. Keep that hip down so that your right hip's going to want to creep up toward your shoulder. So think about pushing your right hip down toward the bottom of your mat. Keep your rib cage even on both sides. So if you feel your rib cage crunching on your right side, that's trying to avoid the stretch. And then just relax here for a couple of breaths. Allow the stretch to happen. Maybe every time you exhale, you can bring your foot a little closer toward your head or not. If you're super flexible, you might even be able to grab your foot. Okay, please take the strap into your left hand. Keep the right foot flexed and keep the right hip down. Now move your right foot just a couple of inches past your midline toward the left side of your body. And if you don't feel it after 2 inches, that means your right hip is coming off the mat. So push that right hip back down. It only takes a couple of inches to feel this stretch here. If it's too easy, it means you're not doing it right. Or you're not getting the maximum benefit, I should say. Okay, back to center. Take the strap into the right hand. Allow the leg to fall out to the side without lifting your left hip off the mat. So you don't have to come very far here to feel the opening in the groin. Keep that left hip down. And then bring your leg back to center. Bend the knee, remove the strap, and bring your right foot back down to the mat. With your knee bent, bring the strap over your left foot, starting with your right knee bent so that you can get your spine neutralized. You can straighten your left leg toward the ceiling. Keep that neutral spine, flatten your shoulders, relax your lower back. And then slowly straighten the right leg. Relax into this stretch. Now this time you want to watch your left hip. Don't let it creep up towards your shoulder. Don't let the left ribs start condensing and crunching. Okay, keep your left hip in place. Take the strap in your right hand and bring the leg slightly to the right of your midline. In fact, I take my left hand and push down on a crease between my thigh and my hip to keep my hip down. It only takes a couple of inches to feel this. Back to center, switch to the opposite hand, and then let your leg fall out to the side. This time, pay attention that your right hip doesn't come off the mat. Okay, slowly back to center with the leg. We bend the knee, remove the strap. And now grab your block. Lift your hips and rest your sacrum on the block. You can stay here with your feet down on the mat or allow your legs to float up. Focus on your breath. Take several deep, long, slow breaths. If you want to play around here a little bit with your legs, take one leg and bring it up over towards your forehead. Keep the other one straight. And then you can slowly switch the opposite leg coming toward your head. And if you want to bring your legs apart here for a little bit in a V. And then legs back together. And then very slowly lower your legs to the mat. Remove the block. And then bring your arms to a T. Place your legs your feet hip width distance apart with your knees bent. Push into your feet, lift your bottom and scoot it 2 inches to the left so that you can allow your knees now to fall to the right. And then turn your head to look to the left. Your knees don't have to come all the way down. A nice gentle twist here. Slowly bring your head back to center, bring your knees back to center, bring your bottom back to center, and then shift your bottom 2 inches to the right so that your knees can fall to the left and your head turns to the right. Head comes back to center, knees come back to center, hips come back to center. Walk your feet together, bring the soles of your feet to each other, allow your knees to fall open to each side in a groin stretch, Supta Baddha Konasana. Several deep breaths here and relax. Let gravity do the work for you here. Slowly bring your knees back together. And then bring both knees into your chest, clasp your hands around your legs and squeeze your knees into your chest. Roll on your spine to release your back. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, lift your head and shoulders, tuck your chin and curl your spine up. Bring your forehead towards your knees. And then very, very slowly uncurl your spine. Release your legs back down to the mat. Extend your legs long and come into your Shavasana. Get comfortable. Focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Take a mental body scan and release any tension that you find. Allow yourself a few moments of inner bliss. Please bring your awareness back to your breath and deepen your breathing as you make small movements with your hands and your feet to gently wake up your body. And then please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And then please, very slowly, keeping a quiet mind, push up to seated. And please join me with the closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher, Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Knuckles to my forehead honors God. Knuckles to my chin honors you. Knuckles to my heart honors myself. Namaste. Jai yogis. Jai, jai, jai.